Hi, this is Dodger, and you're watching this thing I do. I just ate a lot of salad. I'm feeling very fancy today, so I am ready for video games things. So Atlas's game Catherine/Katarine/ however it's being pronounced, or depending on what country you're in, is getting more and more confusing to me. They've given us enough that it's really interesting. Like, we know the basic storyline, which, if you don't know anything about it, it's basically like a guy who has been with this same girl for a really long time, and then he meets this random woman in a bar, and he goes home and sleeps with her, and then he starts having nightmares, like really graphic, intense nightmares. And I guess all over the town, like, young men are dying in their sleep. Action, thriller, horror, survival, I don't even know. And then they were like, yeah, and there are going to be some, like, awesome adult scenes, and you're like, okay, cool. And so many people have no idea what's going on with this game, like, at all. Even with the 2 trailers that have come out, it's like, what? And then the demo's going to be coming out soon, which, yay, will probably help a lot. But a lot of people are saying, like, I'm going to buy this game regardless, because I've never been let down by a Persona game before. And then the other half of the world is going, I have no idea what this game is, and it's kind of creeping me out, so no, I'm not going to buy it until I know what's going on. It's a tricky line that they're trying to cross, but I'm one of the people who's, like, totally invested in it right now. I'm like, this looks awesome, and also confusing. So I guess we'll see. Once the demo comes out, I'm sure that we'll get more people who are able to tell us whether or not it's good, and we'll see more reviews about it that aren't super vague and like Wikipedia articles and whatnot. So I'm excited about that. I think that should be really interesting. The art style reminds me a lot of Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop, like that sort of style, but Samurai Champloo is one of my favorite animes. If you haven't seen a trailer, I haven't seen one that's translated. I don't know if any of you have seen a translated one. I would love to see a translated one, because then maybe some of my confusion would be gone. But for those of you who haven't seen the trailer, I'll link you to the newest trailer, because it's really interesting. Like, even just visually, it's very engaging. So I'm excited about it. You should do some reading on it if that sounds like something you would be into. But like I said, a lot of the information is really muddy at this point. So since I have to talk about something slightly soapboxy every single episode, let's talk about Postal. So Postal is an extremely violent video game, and basically the entire thing revolves around you going around and just shooting and killing or maiming whoever you want, which, you know, obviously there was going to be a video game like that created at some point. It's an older game, whatever, and nobody's really thought about it in a while because the games suck. So now with the trials going on that have to do with video game violence and all of that nonsense, they're bringing up the Postal game constantly. Postal games, there are actually 2. Who knows how that happened. But the thing is like, if you're going to take one game and use it over and over and over and over again to represent the entire video game industry, then really, I think that we should have the right to take the worst movie possible, which I don't even know what movie that would be, but there are so many options, and have that be representative of the entire movie industry. Every form of media, every form of art, no matter what, is going to have extremes. And Postal, I don't think even is that extreme. Like, it could go much farther than that. There are plenty of games who are far more gruesome and far more realistic than Postal. And now that they're bringing it up again, of course, everybody's talking about it, so now they're like, well, maybe we'll make a Postal 3. And I'm like, no! Do you see what you've done? Oh, it makes my head hurt. It's so terrible. I don't understand what is going on. And actually, apparently, the first people who, like, brought this up, like, why are you talking about Postal so much, was Activision, which I was like, I typically don't like you guys, and I kind of want to throw you in a paper shredder, but I'm really excited that you brought that up. I guess they had to do something right sometime, ha 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 ha, says the person who won't get off of their high horse. Unfortunately for them, there are too many gamers now, and we're all coming together, we're all defending our points, and we have a lot of important things to say, and a lot of things to say that are intelligent, and we're intelligent people. I'm sorry, rest of the world, but we are an intelligent group of people, and unfortunately we're also going to be running the world someday because we all use computers constantly. So the thing is, you can't really belittle us or talk down to us, because we know what we're talking about. We know the industry because we play the video games constantly, and we understand where we stand and where the entire industry stands. So really, This whole thing is moot at this point. Which brings me back to my point of, don't make a third Postal game. Seriously, if you make a third Postal game, I will scream. I will be so upset. My favorite bit of news is that Black Ops was the most pirated game of 2010. Yay! Confetti! Now I gotta clean all this up. Totally worth it. I still don't know how I feel about piracy, like video game piracy, because there are always so many people that will contest the whole like, well, if a game is good, then people will buy it, which I know I've talked about all of this before, but like, it's interesting because I know that Black Ops got a lot of money and that a lot of people bought it, especially since it's available on Steam, but at the same time, it's like, but a lot of people pirated it too. So then my question, if I were working for them, my question would be, so what's the ratio of people who bought to people who pirated? Is it 50-50? Because we could have doubled our money. Either way, they made plenty. It was a killing, but, you know, it's just interesting. The whole thing is interesting to me. The fact that piracy, like, really, no matter what they do, people figure out how to get past, you know, all of their protective nonsense that they put on all of their video games, and the like virus software on Sims and Spore that just totally like leaks all over your laptop or computer, and then when you try to delete it, it's like, I don't want to. So as you may have noticed, I am still using this super crappy webcam, but I will be leaving tomorrow, either early morning or in the afternoon, to go back to LA. So Husky and I will be back in the car with the Great Dane, with Kaylee, she's so cute, and yeah. So I am almost back to my my awesomeness. So that'll be fun, and then I can wrestle with good cameras instead of bad cameras. But it's always ends up being some sort of a battle for me. So thank you guys so much for your patience while I've been making these episodes, and I hope that you guys have a great New Year. I know that in America, I mean, it's kind of a big deal, but in some countries, the New Year is, like, huge. It's a huge thing, so wherever you are, however you celebrate New Year's, I hope that everything is going great, and if you want to have coffee/tea with me, go ahead and click, there we go, there. But that's been your gaming news, so thanks for being here, and I hope that you stay safe. Bye-bye.